In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, we the humans, obviously, we are superior compared to the rest of the creatures because we do have the brain, mind, which can do so many things, plan, execute, so many other capabilities gifted and given to the humans by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which were not given to the rest of the creatures. Yet, many of us are found doing the things which are unhealthy, doing the things which are toxic for we ourselves individually. We don't mind and care much if it is damaging the interest of the people at the larger scale. We think maybe that it is not my responsibility to protect all the people, most of the people, many of the people, and we think that they are responsible. There are so many other people who should take care of it instead of me. But once it comes to the matter about we ourselves as an individual, if at all something is benefiting us, we feel very happy. If at all something is hurting us, damaging our interest, obviously we feel bad and we do try to get rid of it. But for that, we need a bit of knowledge, awareness, informations. What is good for us and what is not good for us? What is benefiting us and what is hurting us, harming us? Some of the things, some of our reactions, some of our actions, we think it is automatic, it is natural, it is unavoidable, unstoppable. As a matter of fact, these are not unstoppable, these are not unchangeable. God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gifted us with the ability, with the capability, with the control to manage the things. Even the things which were natural, which are natural, by the ability given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have changed so many of the things in the universe, on the planet Earth, and even beyond. Rains, it is raining since the creation of the universe, since the Big Bang. Earlier, people were not aware about how to deal with it. Heavy rains used to bring floods. Now, people have started, governments have started storing the water in the dams, in the water reservoirs, where it benefits the humans a lot, protecting ourselves, reducing, minimizing the risk of floods on the one hand, using this water gradually, little by little, as and when the need arises for the sake of irrigation, putting fish in the fish hatchery in the dams and the ponds, creating electricity, generating electricity, so much of the things. Likewise, whatever is called natural and automatic, I think we can, by the ability gifted to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can bring certain changes and amendments. We can channelize it for our benefit. Now what happens? Returning to the case of the individuals, we do have certain complaints against certain people. Up to this extent, if at all we are not satisfied the way they treated us, the way they are treating us, and what might they might do with us in the future, in the near future, in the distant future, we might not be satisfied, and we want something better. We want them to treat us better. We want us to be fair and to be honest with us. We want them to be somewhat kind hearted upon us. We want them to be sensible and refined toward us. That is all fine. Up to this extent, it is okay. But we, the people, what does happen? We keep remembering the wrong they did with us, the wrong they are doing with us, the wrong they did with us in the past, maybe 10 years back, a year back, 6 months back. But obviously it was bad. Obviously it was bad. It was not pleasing for us at all. It was displeasing, absolutely. But as far this displayer was concerned, it should have been limited up to that period of time only. But we decided because of our ignorance, because of our lack of awareness, lack of information, lack of control over we ourselves, we didn't stop it over there. Rather, we keep remembering it, remembering it, remembering it for quite a lot of time. And remembering it that much actually means, remembering it that much actually mean that we are keeping that wound afresh. We are refreshing that wounds, those wounds, and we are generating the toxicity. The toxicity being generated in the mind circulates in the whole of the body, circulate in the whole of the system, and weakens our nerves. Our nervous system becomes weak. Our nervous system becomes weak if at all we are keep repeating those thoughts and those complaints in our mind again and again, again and again, and it seems that it is somewhat uncontrollable. We are unable to control it. We are unable to control it because we did not practice it, because we did not try. It actually demands the consistent amount of try and effort and struggle to be able to control to be able to gain the control over ourselves, to be able to gain the control up to an extent over our mind, over our thinking process. At least we should be able to stop a thought if it is hurting us, if it is displeasing to us. We should have developed this skill, because developing this skill is very much beneficial for us. It is very much useful for us, but we did not try to develop it. We did not try to enhance it. We did not try to maximize it, and for that reason we have lost the control over our thinking. We have lost the control over our mind, and this loss of control, actually, this is creating the trouble and the pain for us. It has become painful once we are remembering, and once we are found refreshing the pain which we had to suffer once, and now we have done it maybe 100 times, maybe more than 100 times, 200 times since then. If it is an issue of several years back, this actually means that we have remembered it, we have refreshed it, we have refreshed these wounds maybe for hundreds and hundreds of times. This actually means that we are adamant that we do have to keep ourselves in the pain, we do have to keep ourselves suffering, and we don't want to be relieved from this sort of pain. We shouldn't have been thinking about it for a longer period of time. We shouldn't have been repeating it inside our mind and brain again and again, again and again. Why? Because doing that, actually, it might seem automatic, but it should have been, and it could be stopped. Actually, it could be channelized. Actually, we can get our mind busy on the things which are useful, on the things which are beneficial. Actually, we can keep our mind engaged in the pleasing, in the positive activities. Rather, very plainly speaking, we should keep our mind thinking, we should keep our mind thinking in the pleasant, in the useful, in the beneficial experiences. And we should not have been paying this much of the time, this much of the energy to a negative, to a toxic thought, to a painful experiences. Why to keep repeating those painful experiences inside our mind for hundreds of time? Why are we keeping it afresh forever? We don't need to do that. I think the same amount of time should be done to create something new, something positive, something constructive, something beneficial, and something which could be very much useful in making our life a better one, a pleasant one, a more productive one, a more fuller one. Why we should have been doing this thing actually? I think even today, as now we have come to know, there are very few people, there are very few people indeed who knew it since earlier. But most of the people, if at all they have come to know about it very now, I think we should start making struggle, we should start making effort from very this moment, that from now onward we will be leading our life in quite a different manner, in quite a useful and beneficial manner. If at all a kind of toxic experience has happened, now has transpired, we don't need to repeat it, we don't need to keep repeating it inside our mind for the hundreds of time. Let's try to get rid of it, and let's try to fill our mind with the pleasant experiences, and with the creative activities. It is it is something it is something which might not seem important, because people are of the view that if at all we are not saying the same thing in front of those people, hence it is quite safe. I think it is not safe. It is quite toxic, it is quite poisonous, it is quite hurtful. Why? Because we are generating toxicity, we are found generating this toxicity and poison quite often. Quite often this means that this toxicity and poison, it keeps circulating in the whole of our system, in the whole of the nervous system, in the whole of the body, and it keeps toxifying actually the whole of our life. Do we want to keep our life toxic enough, poisonous enough? Never, 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 because it is absolutely wrong. It is mere ignorance and in irresponsible attitude as well. We want to live a pleasant life, we want to live a happy life, and to be able to live a pleasant and a happy life, all what is needed is that we need to fill our mind, we need to fill our thinking with the positive, with the creative activities, and with the things which are actually soothing, which are actually strengthening ourself, our nervous system, and which is actually beautifying for the whole of our life. Thank you.